Hello, my name is Bizar, and in this episode we would like to discuss Winston Churchill. So let's jump into the mind of this fascinating character. The defeat of Gallipoli didn't stop me, even that failure with the French forces. I learned from World War I what is it that takes victory. Takes the courage of men. When you strive and you put your life on the line, when you connect with your friends, even your former enemies, for one goal. After the defeat of Hitler and the Third Reich and people who riled with him, we wanted not to boast with anguish and vengeance against the people who lost the war. We wanted to set an example for all the world to see that we can be lenient. We can have mercy on the people who've fallen back as failure in this dismal war, led by Hitler, and I wanted great civility in the aftermath of the war. But that doesn't mean that the Third Reich would rise again. I would make sure that Hitler's party would never see the light of day in the political scheme of things in Germany. So, we made the treaty again. Sir, her Royal Majesty has requested you in her royal court. You have to make sure that Hitler doesn't invade the land of the UK. Okay, let's drive in. Where's my cigar? Okay. Her Majesty the Queen. Hello, Your Majesty. How are you? Would you like to tell me what is the event unfolding today? Her Majesty is requesting you to be Prime Minister, Mr. Winston Churchill. You are known to be a perfect ambassador and a warlord that never ceased to defeat except the Gallipoli campaign. Her Majesty's desire to make you a Prime Minister in this pivotal times. If that's the desire of Her Majesty, then I would rise to the occasion and I would take the Prime Minister role just for this war. I wanted to achieve victory and march Britain into victorious campaign against the Third Reich, led by Hitler. Her Majesty is very grateful at your service, sir, and her heart is filled with such humongous debt to you, Mr. Winston Churchill, to lead the nation, to win this war against this madman. Her Majesty's desire is my command. I would lead the nation to a victorious front, and a campaign that would lead death and destruction nonetheless, but it had to be done if Hitler insisted on invading Europe. Her Majesty the Queen wishes you the very best, Miss. I thank Her Majesty for this great responsibility, and I would make sure to make it through this pivotal times. Let's go. Why would we get involved in this war? Let's settle in, boys. No, this is the royal courts. The royal court wants us to go to war against this Third Reich. We have no quarrel with Hitler, but he is invading our land and he is attacking the ships and attacking our ally, the United States. Mr. Prime Minister, we are against this war because it won't lead only to death and destruction across the European continent without any disregard for humans' lives. But if we don't, you see the planes. You see the planes rising above London. These planes are spy planes. These planes gather information and intelligence on the lands of Europe, London, the UK, Ireland, and Scotland. But Mr. Prime Minister, what is it that makes the UK get involved with Austria and Russia against this Third Reich? It is for that reason exactly. If Hitler invades France and Austria and Hungary, and God knows what he's doing on the front of Africa, he might as well attack us in the same fashion. But Mr. Prime Minister, okay, let's put this to a vote. All of the people against the war and all of the people for the war know that this is the best interest of the UK, and that's the desire of Her Royal Majesty, the Queen. Let's put this to a vote. Who is with the war? More than half of the people in this chamber are with the war. So, I will declare war on Hitler in breaking news on the radio on BBC. But this is... No, it is the desire of the Queen is done. As the Prime Minister, I declare war on Germany, the Third Reich led by Hitler. On the BBC, we are declaring war against this madman who is swimming across Europe, attacking countries that did him no wrong, left, right, and center. We, as the UK, are launching a war against this madman. German people, the Führer speak. German National Party. Didn't you see what the meatball in the UK has said? He said we will strike war against Germany. Do you accept this? Do you accept this? No German woman child who had a fleet of German blood in him would accept this from the UK. And I tell him from this chamber that we are against the UK, and anybody that stands with the UK will face the same fate as Austria or Hungary. We are revolting against the Versailles Treaty, and Germany is no longer weak as in World War I. We have the fleet of nations, and the Third Reich is the most powerful army in the world. Try us. The Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, addresses the nation right now. The guy down under, so-called Hitler, with his half mustache, is playing with the German people like a fiddle. I think it's only casualties in war. If he doesn't draw his troops from France and Hungary, we would strike, and we would strike hard. The Führer speaks to the nation. Third Reich. As the power invested in me, we would not even stop in France. We would go to Paris this evening, and Austria is captured in the Third Reich, and we will march soon to Russia. A letter read out loud by Stalin. The Communist Party addresses you and tells you from the Kremlin, anybody in Moscow, they should flee and gather their belonging and leave in 24 hours. The German troops is marching to Moscow. We want them to face nobody. We want no casualties. Theodore Roosevelt addresses Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, congressmen, congresswomen, I wanted to tell you that this war is be or not to be. Because if we don't stop this Hitler, I would strike a deal with Russia and the UK, our allies, to defeat this man. American Navy presents a report to congressmen as Pearl Harbor has been attacked by Japanese fleet allied by the German Reich. As the President of the United States, after congressmen passed a bill to declare war on Japan and its allied Germany, we would strike Japan first. Then we would twist the tide on Europe and defeat Hitler in his own land. Japanese Emperor has declared amnesty and surrendered to the Allies. The Allied has also destroyed the Third Reich, and Hitler Germany was destroyed, and they surrendered as well. That's the end of World War II, talking about Winston Churchill. Thank you for listening to this special episode. about Winston Churchill. I appreciate you, and this is Bizar, Bazooka Bizar, checking out.